show your face. Show your face, please, with sugar on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at hookahanonymous_. Alright, we're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at hookahanonymous_. Alright, now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, the current mayor of Chicago, she goes by the name of Lori E. Lightfoot, right? Now, it seems like the Chicago residents aren't too satisfied of Miss Lightfoot, and that showed yesterday as she was not re-elected to run for a second term as the mayor of Chicago, which is kind of weird because usually people aren't too pressed about the mayors and normally will just opt to stay with their current mayor until their terms are fulfilled. And when they move on to whatever's next, you know, it just is what it is. They don't really bother too much with the mayors, but not this time. And in fact, this marked the first time in over 30 years that Chicago decided not to stay with their current mayor. Now, Lightfoot has went back and forth and battled with police and teacher unions throughout her time as mayor, and residents are kind of outraged at the continuous crime and gun violence going on in the city. Some argue that she haven't put any effort into stopping it, and this is one of the reasons why she was not re-elected to run again as mayor. It's also said that violent crimes have even spiked during her administration, while Chicago have experienced a slow recovery from the pandemic. Now, former Chicago Public School CEO Paul Vallis and Brandon Johnson, who was a Cook County commissioner, are the two top candidates set to campaign against each other. Now, Paul Vallis shared some interesting words by saying, quote, "We will have a safe Chicago. We will make Chicago the safest city in America." Now, those are some real strong claims. So I'm assuming that he has an agenda. He has a plan. I wonder what he got up his sleeve. You know, because he sounds like he has a point to prove, and that could be very strenuous on Chicago residents. It could go either left or it could go right, you know, as he might be the one to start implementing new laws that they aren't used to, you know, whether it's stricter gun laws like New York or stop and frisk laws like New York as well. You know, it could go left or right, man, which have led a lot of arrests and individuals to be jailed due to random searches without probable cause. That's what the stop and frisk do, you know. So like I said, it could go left or right depending on how he come in. If he's just gonna come in and just straight tackle crime and just start putting laws in, you know, who knows? Or he could take it slow, see how things go and work accordingly, but I don't know. Now, the other candidate by the name of Johnson has some words for Lightfoot in an ad as well as far as his campaign, and it says, quote, "Lori Lightfoot hasn't made Chicago safer, but I will. It's time to get smart, not just tough." And I like that one because sometimes you gotta think ahead. Sometimes they think just upping police and putting more police out there that's gonna stop things, but sometimes it just makes a turn of events. It does the opposite. You know, it causes more crime. It causes more hate crimes towards police. It causes police to commit, you know, more heinous acts towards the public. It's just a lot, you know. So once again, I can already see that both parties are coming in with a point to prove, and Chicago residents may have to be on point. Usually when these guys come in to clean up, they come with stricter laws to prevent crime from happening, but that also means that a lot of arrests will be made, and a lot of people will be made examples out of just to send a message to the streets and make the elected candidate look like a hero. You know, now in the case of Lori Lightfoot, it seems as if a lot of people in Chicago have lost their lives and nothing was changing, even up to now. And on top of that, as of recently, she's been pictured around with Lil Durk, and a lot of people are wondering why. When she's the same one that labeled FBG Duck a gang member who just fancies himself around as a rapper, you know, kind of made a mockery out of him, but yet she's been seen with his rival Lil Durk, who some may say is pretty much the same thing. So is she picking sides? You know, whether she is or not, it just don't look right. especially being the mayor. And that's where Mama Duck comes in. Now, recently she did an interview with Say Cheese and wore a hoodie that had the face of Miss Lightfoot with an anti-symbol over her face, and it said, quote, "No more Lori, end of story," right? And on the back, it says "Justice for Duck." Now, if you're there wondering, well, why would she put justice for Duck? Well, we know he was shot and killed and they have suspects in custody already. It's pretty much sealed. We know what happened. But aside from Lightfoot taking pictures with Dirk shortly after Duck's death, there's been a rumor that Lightfoot wasn't much of a fan of Duck, and that may have played a part in how he was treated at the crime scene of the fatally day he was shot, right? And on top of that, as of recently, she's been pictured around Lil Durk once again, and a lot of people are wondering why. And I say that because if you know exactly what's going on with O Block and you know people that Lil Durk is affiliated with, a lot of people are feeling like that's a conflict of interest with the mayor to be around Durk, knowing who he's affiliated with and knowing who he is. You know, this is a man that goes around and openly admits that he is a part of, you know, a gang. And his music isn't too keen of what she's supposed to represent. We just gonna leave that at that. So I'm assuming that's where the justice for Duck part comes in. Mama Duck probably believes that it was some foul play going on. And once again, especially seeing how buddy Miss Lightfoot seems to be with her son's rival, Lil Durk. Now, she's made an appearance at his nonprofit organization dinner recently as well. And I don't know how true this is, but more than one person in the comments of the last video we did covering Durk and the mayor said that Durk and her are actually cousins. Now, let me tell y'all, I don't know how true that is. I do not. Let me go on record and say that I'm not saying that, right? It didn't come from me. I've seen it in the comments. Y'all can go to the video and check the comments yourself. But let me tell you, if that's anywhere near true, right, that now opens up a big can of worms, like further than it just being a conflict of interest. You know, as of right now, it's just merely a rumor. I don't know how anybody will go about proving that, but that's what's all over the comments. But that'll be crazy. All right. Now, after the news broke that Mayor Lightfoot lost her bid for re-election, Mama Duck immediately took to Instagram and posted a picture of her wearing the same hoodie she had on in the Say Cheese interview. And in the caption, she said, quote, "No more Lori, end of story." She put the wink emoji. She said her A word is out of here. Now, clearly, Mama Duck is happy that she's getting out of office, as I'm sure more residents are judging how, you know, people responded to the votes. And now that she's getting out, let's see if there's actually a change in the way Chicago is, you know, in reference to the crime and the economy, the gun violence, and much more. You know, here's a question for y'all. Do y'all think a new mayor is going to change Chicago and put an end to the gun violence? You know, y'all let us know in the comments below. And for the people that are actually out there, let me tell y'all right now, it could either go left or right. I can't express this anymore. Y'all just be on point if you out there. Just know that usually when a new mayor or any of them come into office, they have a point to prove. You know, they want to show, oh, I'm the hero. They want to show that, you know, I made a change. They want to make it look good. So don't get caught up in being made an example out of. You know, don't get caught to where you the guy that they arrest for something petty and now you doing a whole bunch of time because they're trying to get crime or people off the streets and they're using you as an example. That's what happens. All right. So y'all jump in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel, man. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. I'm out.